Um, yeah, we're ready to go. It's been kind of a weird week with the weather and not having a chance to be outside yet. But this team is used to handling weird things and weather or days off or taking a trip. I don't think it's really going to phase them. I thought our work the last couple of days in the batting cage has been really good. I thought our defensive work, who I work with the infield, was really good as well here today. So we'll hopefully the rain will stop. We'll get an hour on the field tomorrow, just to try to get some work in. It's a normal practice for us on a late game to get the kids, whether we're at home or whether we're on the road to go to the opposing place and hit and do some stuff. So we'll take advantage of that tomorrow as well, and just to make sure they're getting out of bed and doing the things that they're gonna do. Get them a good pregame meal, and then looking forward to an amazing crowd and an amazing environment for the next couple days.
What is the preparation in terms of how much effort do you put into trying to get to know Clemson? Because I'm guessing you have a lot of time compared to a typical situation.
Yeah.
So what does that kind of look like?
I mean, I personally watched the first night. I watched just a little bit. Like after we'd won, I went home and kind of put my computer in my lap and was watching the Texas game. I was kind of watching that and just getting, like, the first thing I do is I watch their hitters. I watch who bunts, who slaps, kind of. Is it one of their first at bats? Is it any at bat? You know, a lot of kids do the same. They fall into routine, so maybe you can pick something up there. But it's always good. When I'm helping place the defense, I always want to know who those hitters are that are kind of those threats to run or do some things. So I watched that the first night. I watched Cagle and the other lefty the second day, just kind of familiarizing myself with them, and then kind of watch their hitters. We have a system called Synergy, and I like to go in there and just watch all their hard hits. I want to know when they look good, what does it look like? Where were the pitches, that kind of stuff. I know John's doing the same thing, Jeff's doing the same thing, Vanessa's doing the same thing. Whitney's helping us get stuff broke down if we need all that, or getting film stuff. So we kind of have our own little routines, and then we get together and talk about a little bit of a game plan. We had a little discussion if she's throwing curves and screws, or are they just drops that she's making have curve spin and gets inside the ball, and the balls that look like they drop and screw. So we just kind of had a good, healthy discussion there on what we think that was. But that's kind of the way we go. And then our girls have watched a little bit of video on their pitchers twice. I just still not convinced that smoking them with video is the best thing. I think a lot of times we start getting defensive when we're worried about what the other team does, instead of making sure that we've got the emergency break off and we're just doing what we do best. And I think if we can do what we do best, we'll play well.
I think Kelly had mentioned a few weeks back the difference she felt with a super regional here versus when you guys went to Florida State. How much does that value extend into this week of getting to prep here and then getting to play here tomorrow night and Friday?
Yeah, I think, that first one at Florida State, we didn't really care. We were just pumped, right? We got to go, and we couldn't wait to get on that charter flight and go and make all that stuff happen. Now it's like it's really cool the last couple of years having it here and being able to just enjoy home, enjoy your own bed, not having to travel. These kids have traveled a lot. And I think there's also value in traveling, but it's also nice to be at home knowing that our home field advantage, just like Clemson's. Clemson has a really good home field advantage. I knew Clemson would be able to, when they hired John, I knew they would be good. But I knew because of their baseball that they would be able to draw to softball as well, like we are here. That's one of the most attractive things. So having these fans that understand our sport, playing here, knowing it's going to be crazy, knowing that it's late so they can tailgate all day long makes me happy.
You seemed aware in Oklahoma City of all the eyes that were on that title game. To have a home crowd here, 2 games on ESPN in front of this group and at this stadium, what does that do for you guys, or what could it do?
Well, I think it just continues to build our brand, and it continues to be the reason why we are very attractive to transfers, to recruits, to anyone. You just see what's going on here, and I'm just think I'm gonna stop trying to explain what it's like here. You just have to trust us and come here and check it out. There's a reason people keep coming here and going, man, this is cool, and this is different, and it's hard to explain, but it's really neat, and I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at on that. Hope I answered that right.
Even knowing what John brought to that program at Clemson, are you all surprised that a program can go from nothing to this as quickly as they have?
When you have Valerie Cagle, you can be good. You know what I mean? And then they've added depth. You know, they've added others. And honestly, John did a really nice job of finding her. I don't remember the story exactly, but I don't think she was committed to Clemson at first. I think she may have been committed somewhere else and decommitted and changed. I think that's the story. You have to ask him. But something like she wasn't like a crazily highly recruited kid that I remember. And John's done a really nice job, his staff, you know, with her. And then this is the evolution of kids. I mean, kids blossom when it's their time. You know, we try to force all that stuff, but really it just happens when it's their time. And so when you get an elite arm, like you guys have seen here, when we got Shao, it kind of changed the face of this program just a little bit. And then you see the Eberleys and you see the Maxwells, and when you have elite arms, you can win any game. And you still have to hit and play catch and make plays and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not surprised. He's recruited, you know, he may have recruited one of the best players of all time in Jess Mendoza. So he knows what good looks like. And his experience is why I think that Clemson made a really good hire.